woods, we decided to run 2 classes. Small tire, which is 28-10-5 non-W, and we went ahead and entered in the 26-inch tire class, which is a 26.85 tire. Typically, those are ran on a 10-inch wheel. Tried to get a 10-inch wheel, couldn't find one. Bill Hoshkinson and Billy, the SRC crew, had a set of 8-inch wheels. That was a back spacing I could use in the bolt pattern that I needed. So we put the 26s on the 8-inch wheels, and I haven't been on a 26 since, I think, the debut of the original car. So it was just, we were playing. We already had the tires. We had bought it for a previous race that ended up not having a 26 tire class. So we had the tires. They were mounted on the wheels. We were there and just decided to run the 26-inch tire class. I didn't know how they were going to work. I had no idea of anything about them at this point. Didn't know tire pressure, didn't know anything. I knew that I had them on a narrower wheel than I really wanted, and I knew that I didn't have tubes in them. So I didn't, like I said, I didn't really know anything about it. And we stuffed them on there, put some air pressure in them, and went racing.
Were you nervous?
I was, but I didn't expect to do any good anyway. So it was just an experience and getting to put the tire on the car and see what it would do. As like I said, I have never made a pass with them on this car anyway. And my previous experience with it was 7-8 years ago. So it was fun. The idea was to have fun with it and just have a good time there. Like, I don't ever do good there, so I don't expect to do good there. And that's kind of where we was. We just went to have fun and see everybody.
At least a foot, at least 12 inches.
CJ, don't be nervous. Just drive this fucking car like you always do.
That's the plan.
So you look like you're a little bit nervous in here.
I just needed to leave and keep the front end there.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. I give you a lot of shit, dude, but you know this guy. Just drive it.
That's the plan.
did not have the full crew with us, and Mike could not make it due to work. So I had asked Bill Hoshkinson to line me up and help Jason, and he agreed to. So thank you, Bill, for putting yourself out there and lining me up. I appreciate that. So we also had other people that came that's not typical crew. Some are showing up more often. One come from Pennsylvania. The others had ball games for their kids. That was doing very, very well, and honestly hoped that we wasn't going to see them there, but it didn't go that way. So they came from way up northern Ohio and traveled all the way there, not knowing if we was even going to be still in the race to come try and help. So we appreciate everybody that helped, everybody that came, and the ones that put themselves out to do so. Thank you. We get lined up with Alabama patches. I know the truck's fast. It's been around. He knows what he's doing. I believe most of the people on the 26's is like they're newer to it. None of us really know what we're doing. We're just winging it. And he kind of said basically the same thing. I had not made a pass on 26's, and I can't remember if he said he hasn't or he's only got one. So going up there, I knew it was going to be a dogfight. Like I said, I didn't have real high expectations. Didn't know what the car was going to do. Didn't know if it was going to wheelie, if it was going to burn the tires off. I mean, that's a pretty good gear ratio change. Didn't know a tune to put in it or how to manage the power. I mean, literally pulled something out of the air, put it in there, and that's what happened. So you can see it worked. It wasn't a picture-perfect pass, but it worked. At this point, I've finally, in something, made it past first round. We get the car back, and it's don't even really get to celebrate or anything. It's turnaround time. We've got to get going to get ready for 28 class, which is coming up really soon.
Guys are spinning around, right? Oh, he's okay. Oh, wow. So he's got to look good too.
I lost sight of him. There's the other guy.
Wow. So it appears that Kevin looping around up on the big end.
Small tire round one. We've got Kevin Fields in the Hillbilly Hustler. We've actually been at several races together, never actually got to race each other. Now last year we got down to the final three at another race, and I had drawn him, and we never got the opportunity to actually race due to an accident. So this is, in my mind, this is like that race. We're going to find out. So I'm kind of excited to do it just to see where we stand. And I'm in the staging lanes, and I've got a buddy that comes back and just really outspoken and showing me a video about the wreck earlier. Like I'm two or three up from running. And he's showing me this video of the wreck, and Jess gets irritated and is telling him to put it away, don't show it to him, and all this. And it's just, there's a lot of chaotic emotion going there. I'm getting ready to race, and he's showing me a wreck like that. Really shouldn't happen. So not a whole lot can get in my head or make me think sideways. I'm pretty focused. But for some reason, with the way everything happened there, when the car went to wheelie and I cut gas, set it down, I got back on the throttle, it went to the left. And all I was thinking about was wrecking the car. So I cut gas, get it back over, hit it again, it moves, cut gas. Every time the car moved, I cut gas. And ended up cutting just maybe one womp too much. Kevin come around me, he beat me by a little bit. I watched him go out of control, almost hit the wall or the concrete, slide across in front of me, up into the grass. Had I beat him, and this is maybe the higher power of the track, had I beat him, I believe he would have hit me. So that I lost, but I'm fortunate enough that I don't believe either one of our vehicles got tore up. He was able to race on. I was able to race on in the 26 tire class. It wasn't a good pass. The car felt really good when it left. It felt like it was going straight. It just started to pick the front end up, and at the rate it was picking up, I knew it was going on up. So I just patted real quick to set it back down. And I don't know if it's from where the chassis is stiffer than I'm used to. When I got back on the throttle, it started going left, and I wasn't going to take a chance and try to overdrive the car. So we are out of small tire. We are still in 26's. The car made a pretty good lick first round, and we're going to play with that a little bit.
The car is cool. What up? Get your jacket on. You're not good. Get your jacket on. Then quit talking. Hey! Will you give him a minute so I can grab a trans brake solenoid and put it in? Yes! Yes! Hey! Hey! Yo! He don't have his spare shit here. Go ahead.
He said, hey, he said he doesn't have his shit here. Go ahead.
So, free pass to the next round.
Okay, now I am going to need you to move over so I can video.
Is that your car?
Yeah, it is.
All right. You asked me nicely, I will move.
I thought once was enough.
No, you didn't ask nicely though.
What's going on?
There's people climbing in the truck with him, I don't know. I'm not sure. Would you give him a minute to grab a trans brake solenoid to put in? Yes! Yes!
Hey! Hey! No! He don't have his spare shit here. Go ahead. Where's
He
Bill?
said, hey, he said he doesn't have his shit here. Go ahead.
Where's Bill?
Bill's right up there on your left.
I can't see.
Bill! Hey, back up! There's Bill right there.
to Gangster 26's at War in the Woods 10. Draw. We got a purple. It's a purple S10. So this is the third S10 I'm racing in a row. So we draw the S10. Everything's cool. Like, talk to him, tell him good luck, be safe. We get in our cars. We pull up there, and as you can see, there was a little bit of time spent waiting on them to get ready, and it come out that there was an issue, and they asked for time. I was more than happy to give them the time that they needed. They didn't have the tools. I believe it was tools, parts, the spares, whatever, to actually fix the truck there, and told me to go on. So thank you for not drawing it out and dragging and all that stuff. Like, when they realized they didn't have what they needed, they just told me to go on. So we pull up, make the pass, and everything is good. There was some issues there on the line that I didn't know about. So I actually didn't know about those for quite some time, I think. I guess it would be belligerent, drunk. was being rude. And from what I understand, this guy had been pretty rude with some other people as well. So you can see a little bit of what happened there.
Yeah.
I didn't get any knowledge of this until way, way late.
Yeah,
so.
we try to keep it from you because we don't want to add that into the racing. But it happens. It is part of it. Any of us just ask for respect while we're up there so we can put on a good show for everybody.
And the videos are crucial. Like, even not so much for YouTube, the videos get looked at. I look at the videos whenever I'm trying to figure out what the car is doing or what I'm going to do next, why it did something that it did, why it made a move, stuff like that. I look at the videos. The data thing, I'm not real good at reading the data. I do get data now. I'm just not good at understanding what everything means and all that. So I still go to pictures. I still pretty much tune off of the seat of my pants type deal, and at least until I can learn that stuff. So
Tucker's down there sideways.
round 3 of Gangster 26's, we get Nick Clutters. This is a guy that goes to KD. He races, like, we're around him a good bit at the races we go to. Used to be nitrous and had just switched to twin turbos this year. So we get him, and we're joking, like, we could have done this at home, ha ha ha, stuff like that, just cutting up. And we go out and go to race. Everything goes as planned. I'm sitting pretty good in the car now. I'm confident that it's gonna go down. It's gonna go down the track. I've made, at this point, a couple of my best passes, smoothest, straightest passes at Brown County that I've ever made, and it's been on 26's. But I get the right lane. So I've been in the left lane all my passes prior. Now I'm in the right lane, so I'm gonna get to see what the right lane does for me. And I let go of the button. It goes. It starts pulling me to the left, to the point that I didn't want to jerk the wheel, so I cut gas, got it squared away, and got back on the throttle. I didn't realize how long I was out of the throttle until I watched the video, but I was out of the throttle a good bit just to make sure that it was back, and when I got on the throttle, it wasn't going to slingshot me or throw me over into the guardrail or send me out into his lane or anything. I would like to say that I don't have some nerves or don't think about it, but it seemed like for this race, and maybe it's just because now I'm making full passes there, if the car moved around, I guess I didn't play with it. If it got to where I was driving it too much, I just let off. So that's that. We move on to another round of Gangster 26's, and yeah, made another pass.
And now
Semifinals, we get Andrew Lavender. I raced him at Crossville, Tennessee, which is, I believe, like where he races at a bunch. He put a lot of links on me. Like, he beat me down pretty bad. Not saying I made a perfect pass because there's a bowl there and it kind of messed with me, but he beat me pretty bad.
At Crossville.
At Crossville, yeah. So I make very minor adjustments. So far, I haven't changed the tune on the 26's at all night. On this one, I did very, 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 very minor, just so it didn't take a chance if I did go the wrong way, it would mess everything up. So we go up, we're talking in the lanes and everything, just easy talk to, just cool. Again, we're on 26's, out of our elements, and we get up there, do the burnouts, line up, and I let go of the button. The car left. It felt like it left good, and then it started to shake the tire. And he come around me, and then when it got out of the tire shake, like he wasn't pulling on me like he was. It was like we was trying to do something. He ended up beating me. It was not anything like Crossville. Like we're making ground. I feel like I'd have been able to give him a little bit more solid of a race if it didn't shake the tire like it did. And I feel like that was my fault from that minor adjustment. It shook the tire all night, and I tried something, it didn't work. It made it worse. So I learned from that, and hopefully next time we can give him a better race or maybe possibly even beat him. But his car's fast. It works well. He's got it figured out, and congratulations to him.
And you guys have been racing about 14 hours
Yeah,
at this
point we've been at it for so long. It's crazy. We know suns went down, daylight came up. It's morning. So I was falling asleep in the car. I was falling asleep in the chair. It's just tired as can be. I didn't mess anything up because I was tired. So that wasn't the issue. I made the wrong decision just out of not knowing the 26s or what to do with the car. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Our racing day is over. Night day is over.
So has it changed your outlook on War in the Woods now that you have done better there? Because I know you were kind of grumpy. You love the race, but
yeah,
you would
I love the race. I just don't like racing at it because I never do good. It's a waste of money.
For you.
Yeah, it's a waste of money for me because I don't do good. I've got my own thoughts about it, and the 26 class I feel like I'm a little more competitive in, and I'm just going to put this out there because I'm a realist. This car has no chance of winning that race. We don't go to win. We go to be with everybody, have the environment, and to try to do better at a place that we can't ever seem to do good at. The 26 tire class did open my eyes that this car will make a pass down it, and a good pass. Now, I think we were onto something with the 28 tires. It just did the wheelie. It upset the chassis, and I didn't regain the car, I guess, or the confidence to drive the car. But we were onto something. It left good. On the 28s, it just, the wheelie came so early in the run and messed everything up. So that's kind of my outlook. We typically get pitted pretty far back, which I've actually grown to like that area just because it's not so chaotic, but also like my golf cart won't push the car up the hill to get it back.
The golf cart needs nitrous.
It needs something. It probably needs rebuilt. The thing's old, but it struggles to push the car up the hill both ways to get over to the pits, and that puts me having to drive it. And then there's heat in it. It's wasting fuel, and so there's, like I said, the 26 tire class opened my eyes to the car actually making a pass down through there. Now I want to do it on 28s. I want to be able to put the power in it and see what the car is capable of there. That's kind of my outlook on it.
And you had Fuel Tech there?
Yeah, Fuel Tech was there. Garrett come over and he helped me and actually showed me some new stuff that I didn't know about, and just to open my eyes on that again with some amazement on what it's capable of doing and situations. Chuck was there. Everybody's there. I saw that Motion Raceworks was there. They're getting
Nitrous Express.
Nitrous Express was there. They're getting some other vendors. They're getting some other vendors in too. So like the vendor alley was just packed. The race is definitely growing. The way it worked out, I'm sure there was probably a lot of upset people, but I personally feel that was the best choice to be made given the circumstances of the rain coming in and the possibility of rain Sunday, was to just run it through the night. I feel like that was a right choice regardless of how everything played out, because if it rained and we couldn't race, everybody's going to be mad anyway. If it rained Sunday, everybody's going to be mad anyway, and the race isn't going to get done. This way the race got done. It got finished. We just raced most of the day, all night, and into the next day. Mm-hmm. So...
And I saw a lot more kids there than I'd ever seen before too. So that was cool.
Yeah, there was a lot of people there.
Yeah.
So
it was
definitely packed.
It was a good time.
So yeah, War in the Woods. If you've never been, it's definitely a place you need to go to. I've had my ups and downs with it, but there's like really not another environment like it. So
definitely recommend.
Yes.